organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, Hawkeye Caucus Day. Find out what happened at this year's event. And later, find out what it takes to get an internship.
Iowa Baseball had another close game yesterday. Find out who came out on top.
We're anticipating more sunny skies than we've seen in the past few days. Find out more in weather.
All that and more coming up. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning and thank you for joining us for another live edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Ryan Scott. Yesterday was the annual event known as Hawkeye Caucus Day. A group of around 85 students from the UI traveled to Des Moines where they met with legislators firsthand. The goal of the event was to put students in contact with Iowa state leaders. Some of the main issues students discussed included affordability, medical amnesty, mental health resources, support for student veterans, bicycle safety, and sexual assault policies. Construction has been underway for months in Iowa City. Many Iowa City residents are curious about the constant projects. This year, construction started for an underground installment of steam lines and a steam vault that will run in front of Hillcrest and the field house here on campus. Most students don't know the projects are going to happen until the fences are set up and the detours are put in place.
There's a lot going on right now. It's just a mess everywhere, which sucks, but they're doing it for they must be doing it for good reason. I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's definitely gonna be good in the long run.
We spoke with Jerry King of the University of Iowa Facilities Management, and she said the project is moving forward and should be completed in August. Although sometimes inconvenient, construction workers are working hard to make Iowa City a better, more livable place. Dumpling Darling has opened up in downtown Iowa City, and the story behind the restaurant is one that the owners never saw coming. Daily Iowan TV reporter Noah Gowdy spoke with the owners to find out more.
Dumpling Darling owners Leslie and Brian Triplett met at the University of Iowa while working at Atlas Bar and Restaurant, where they hit it off just a few weeks before Leslie was set to leave Iowa City to travel the world.
She told me she was leaving for South Korea in a few weeks, and I thought, that's too bad. She's really pretty and nice. And we went and talked about travel as our first date. And then I think our third date was moving into a 200 square foot apartment with no windows in Seoul.
That move together to Seoul, South Korea introduced them to the world of dumplings.
It was there that I fell in love with dumplings. They would have a neighborhood mandu stand, that's what dumplings called in Korea, and we would eat it all the time. And when we came back here, I started a farmer's market stand trying to recreate the dumplings just as a hobby.
That hobby grew from just one farmer's market stand to catering large orders for events, and then eventually their new store's home on Iowa Avenue.
Leslie and Brian have actually told me about how they have traveled to nearly 50 countries around the world, and those experiences have actually inspired their menu here at their new restaurant in downtown Iowa City.
You know, the kimchi mandu, that was the Korean dumpling that we were used to eating all the time. And then we also traveled all around Asia. We were recently in China and we learned how to make soup dumplings, Shanghai soup dumplings.
Those different foods that they have decided to bring back from their travels have seemed to hit it off well with the residents of Iowa City who can't get enough of Dumpling Darling.
We've had an incredible response this first couple weeks, and if you look at our menu boards, we're running out of a few things. So right now, we're just going to stay focused on making this shop the best it can be.
Leslie and Brian plan to keep bringing more to their menu as they continue to travel throughout the world. Reporting from Dumpling Darling in downtown Iowa City, Noah Gowdy, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, that last story really made me hungry, but I'm curious about the weather today. We have Afe joining us here in our weather studio to tell us more about it. Afe, I understand it was raining this morning. I really hope it doesn't continue, but what do you think?
Well, all right, in the past few days, it has been really rainy, and that's going to continue, unfortunately, at least for today. Looking outside, we can see light showers, which are expected to remain throughout the day. Don't forget your umbrellas, as we're expecting a 100% chance of rain showers this afternoon, with temperatures slightly chilly at 44 degrees. As we near evening, temperatures will drop to 38 degrees. Tomorrow morning, expect temperatures at a high of 54 34 degrees with cloudy skies. Now taking a look at our extended forecast, it looks like the cloudy streak will be passing away on Thursday and ushering some sunshine. On Friday, expect temperatures to reach 58 degrees and a low of 40 degrees with sunny skies. On Saturday, the clouds will come back, but with temperatures reaching a high in the 70s and a low in the mid-50s. This really warm weather will stick around into Sunday with temperatures at a high in the 70s and a low in the high 50s. Monday is expected to be partly cloudy with temperatures at a high in the 60s with a low in the mid-40s. Tuesday's temperature will drop with a high in the 50s and a low in the 40s. Definitely take advantage of the extremely nice weather this weekend, as we haven't seen temperatures in the 70s for a while. That's your weather for the rest of the week. Ryan, back to you.
Thanks, F.A. Really looking forward to this weekend. The Iowa City Community School District is setting aside $50,000 in revenue for tuition assistance to help families access before and after school programs. The money comes from the Secure and Advanced Vision for Education Sales Tax Fund that was given to the school districts to support families experiencing financial hardships. Families waiting for state assistance can apply for a 60-day scholarship through the program, as well as a long-term scholarship that runs up to a year. For those who apply for the scholarship must provide details regarding household income and a detailed explanation on why they need the funding. On Tuesday, an Iowa teachers union decided they were going to sue state officials over the new collective bargaining law that just recently passed. The union is the Iowa State Education Association, and it represents nearly 34,000 education professionals across the state. The union is trying to fight back against the bill that took away their ability to collectively bargain for health care and other workplace benefits. The bill has affected an estimated 184,000 public employees statewide. Stick with Daily Iowan TV as more information becomes available. The weather may be heating up, but so is the hunt for internships. Daily Iowan reporter Christopher Cervantes reports with latest tips on how to get an internship.
4 weeks. It is roughly 4 weeks until the end of the school year. With the looming summer season quickly approaching, the growing pressure of obtaining an internship is nearly ready to boil over. However, this also means that the many professionals at the University of Iowa are working to ensure the success of the students.
It's challenging because students are competing with some really sharp other students who are maybe chasing the same opportunity. People have gotten the message that internships are valuable, and so that makes it a challenge.
Luckily for the students here, they are not alone in their endeavors. They have the help of the advisors at the Pomerantz Center.
Your resume is like an introduction to yourself for employers, and there's a couple of key things that a person can do to make sure that your resume is top-notch. First of all, you want to make sure that it's error-free. So that might be having a friend, a colleague, a family member, or a professional here at the Career Center to look it over to make sure it's error-free. Second, you need to customize it for each internship that you're applying for. A generic internship for every position just doesn't work. And third, make sure that you're using that space to really highlight the experiences that you've already had, whether that be in class, student organizations, or if you're a younger student, maybe even some of your high school experiences.
With time slowly ticking down and staff on the ready, the hunt for internships is not yet over. Reporting from downtown Iowa City, this is Christopher Cervantes, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, the baseball team played a great game last night. I'll toss over to Liv Corbett, staying by in the sports studio, who has more. Liv?
Thanks, Ryan. You're right. Spring sports are off to a great start. One that is doing particularly well is baseball. The Hawkeyes have been on a roll with a 6-game winning streak, and going into last night's game against South Dakota State, they had high hopes of continuing that. Taylor Cassian has the recap.
With the Hawkeyes on a huge winning streak, they look to add another against South Dakota State, and that's exactly what they did. The Hawkeyes took the victory against South Dakota State, clinching their 7th win in a row, keeping the streak alive and the confidence high going into this upcoming weekend's Big Ten series at Northwestern. Key plays from Robert Newstrom and Jake Adams contributed to the 4-3 win, with Adams hitting a home run in the 3rd and Newstrom tallying himself a double. Adams now holds 11 home runs so far this season.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think everyone's excited to go play Northwestern, another Big Ten series, second of the year. So I think we're all going to want to go in and shut them down, get another sweep again maybe.
Kyle Shimp pitched a great game, allowing 0 runs. Strong defensive plays from the field held South Dakota at 3 runs for the majority of the game. The team looks to build on this momentum to keep the streak alive going into the weekend.
It builds confidence, obviously. I think the guys feel good about themselves, and how can you not when you have 2 comeback wins like we had, against UNLV? That just doesn't happen. I mean, that doesn't happen very often, and if you don't have a good culture and you don't have a bunch of guys that really buy into the process, that never happens. But if you just keep plugging along, the game usually comes back to you and gives you a chance if you are still locked in and still engaged, and they were. But I really do think that the better we play, the more confidence you get, and that's just how it works.
The Hawkeyes are looking to add to their winning streak as they take on Northwestern away this upcoming weekend. Reporting from Dwayne Banks Stadium, this has been Taylor Cassian, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
With now a 7-game winning streak under their belt, the team is excited and ready to return to Big Ten play as they travel to Northwestern this weekend. The women's golf team was in Mexico the past few days competing in the El Tigre Invitational and finished tied for 10th on Tuesday. The Hawks have a bit of a break now before taking part in the Big Ten Championships in Cincinnati, Ohio on April 21st through the 23rd. Moving on to our next NFL prospect interview, Mary-Kate Harrion sat down with former tight end George Kittle to discuss his journey to the draft.
Hey guys, it's Mary-Kate Harrion here from Daily Iowan TV with George Kittle, former Iowa tight end, so thanks for being here.
Happy to be here.
So then, preparing for the Combine, what was that like? Where did you train, and who did you train with?
Let's see. So my agent, who also represents my cousin Henry, who played here last year, he sent me to Frisco, Texas, to work out in Exos. And I was there for January and February, leading up to the Combine, and I really liked my time there. It was really fun. Like players that I worked out with, I'd be Ryan Switzer from North Carolina, Trent Taylor from Louisiana Tech, Malachi Dupree from LSU, Avante Collins from TCU. I mean, it was awesome because there's just guys spread out throughout the country. It was really cool because just being able to talk to them about their careers and like how people did things differently. That was really fun for me, and I really enjoyed my time down there, and I think it really helped me prepare for the Combine.
Definitely. And then you were very successful in the Combine. How did that help you then going into Pro Day?
I mean, it definitely helps. Doing well at the Combine, confidence. I just really felt like I couldn't mess anything up. So, I just had a lot of confidence going in Pro Day and just continue to do well in those drills. And so, I was really happy with my performance at Pro Day as well. And I'm really just looking forward to this draft.
And what is next in between now and then the draft? So obviously you're going to train still. Are you going to stay here, or what's?
Oh, I'll be here in Iowa City. My parents actually live here, so it's easy for me because my family's here. I'll be living with them and working out every single day here. That's really about it, which is nice.
Then, if you could pick one moment at Iowa for your football career, what is that one moment that will stay with you? If you had to pick just one.
That's rough.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Like a team moment or an individual?
Anything you would like.
I'll never forget after we beat Nebraska at Nebraska last year. Coach Ferentz came into the locker room and he said, "I don't know what to tell you guys because I've never gone 12-0 before." And that was just one of the coolest things ever because he literally had no idea what to say, and it was just an awesome celebration.
All right, well, that's all we have. So thank you very much for sitting down with us, and good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
You can check out Mary-Kate's full interview with Kittle on our Daily Iowan YouTube page. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the results from the baseball team's rematch with South Dakota State this afternoon and more updates from the football team as they prepare for their open practice this Friday in Des Moines. Ryan, back to you.
Thanks, Liv. Wells Fargo just rolled out 13,000 new ATMs across the country, and the machines are offering a cardless feature. Those who bank at Wells Fargo are going to have the option to use their smartphones rather than carrying a credit or debit card with them. The new feature is said to be a safer way for people to take money out of the ATM without their information being stolen. Well, that does it for today's edition of Daily Iowan TV. Stay up to date on all Johnson County news by checking our website, dailyiowan.com. And don't forget to pick up today's copy of the Daily Iowan. Again, thank you for joining us, and have a nice day, Iowa City.